Hey, this is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
This is Karl with Believe in the Run.
And today we are talking about, well, let's get into it, the Puma Velocity Nitro 4. What's your experience running in Puma?
So I haven't really tried many of their shoes until this year. I did get the Velocity Nitro 3 last year, and if you watch our first thoughts on that, wasn't really a positive response.
Okay, so I did not run in that shoe. In fact, I don't think I've run in the Velocity since the first version, and that was back in, I think, 2020 when they started. Puma had made its resurgence, and they had kind of had these three models. There's the Velocity, the Liberate, and the Deviate. So now we're here with version 4, and this is kind of their lightweight daily trainer, pretty somewhat simple. It's supposed to be a versatile shoe overall. So full disclosure, we recorded our best shoes of 2025 so far, and you might see where this video is going just from this.
Yeah.
We recorded that video in early July, and I think we got this shoe right around when we recorded it. And there's a bunch of shoes that came in, so we had kind of put this on the back burner.
Yeah.
Probably because last year's shoe was underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a lot of comments like, hey, how is the Velocity Nitro 4 not on this list? So I was like, all right, we got to get our miles in this shoe.
Yeah. I think at that point I already did have my miles in.
I think you did.
Yeah, and I was like, Robbie, you got to put the shoe on, man, because I think this is right up your alley.
Yeah, and you weren't wrong. You know my heart.
There you go.
So let's get into this upper, Karl. What do we got going on here?
All right, so for the upper here, we're working with a mesh upper. I really enjoyed the tongue on this. I think Puma seems to be leaning more into like just giving all their shoes in the Nitro line like that race style like aesthetic, which I tend to like.
Yeah, saving weight, cutting some stuff down, but not too much.
The tongue here is fully gusseted.
I'd say it's like a light gusset. It's like barely attached, but it is attached.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
It's a pretty small, thin strip of fabric, which is fine. I think that's all you need, really.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any issues if it's sliding around or anything, so that was good. The laces are okay. They're nothing to write home about. They're just pretty standard.
Yeah.
I found the upper to be pretty breathable. I mean, but you do have a ton of the Puma overlays here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on as far as the design elements, and then you have a pretty nice amount of padding here in the heel.
Yeah.
The upper is pretty narrow.
Yes.
Or I should say, it fits a narrow foot very well.
Yeah.
It wraps really nicely through the midfoot if you have a narrow foot, which I do. And I loved.
Right. I don't have quite a narrow foot. I wouldn't say it's completely wide, but I did notice, out of all the Pumas that I even tried this year, this one definitely seemed to squeeze a little bit more in the, I believe we call it the toe knuckles, just right by the midfoot. And it's nothing like egregious. It's just when I was taking it out for runs that were maybe longer than 8 miles, I started to notice like a little bit of a pinching sensation. So, and I tried multiple different pairs of socks. I ran in like thicker socks, thinner socks, and it was still the same. But I do appreciate that it did lock you down pretty well. So
yeah,
it's like kind of a miss for me, but not really. I would appreciate a little more room, but again, it's nothing to like complain completely about.
Yeah, for me it was absolutely perfect.
Sure.
This might be one of my favorite fits. I don't even know if of all time, but definitely of this year. I loved it immediately, and throughout all my runs, I think I have almost over 50 miles in this shoe at this point.
Yeah.
It's just a shoe I keep going for. I love the fit of it, and that was honestly one of my favorite things about it.
Right.
But I also understand how if you don't have a narrow foot, it might get a little
Yeah, I mean, I think the Deviate is a little bit like this. I don't think it's as narrow, and of course, I reviewed the Forever Run Nitro 2, which is a stability shoe from Puma.
Also a great shoe.
Great shoe.
Yeah.
I love that shoe, and I actually wore it again a couple days ago, and I know it's a stability shoe, so the platform is going to be a little bit wider. But yeah, I would appreciate just a little bit more of an opening, but it translates pretty well to me too. So.
All right, awesome. Well then, let's get down to the midsole, which is Puma's Nitrofoam. It's like their supercritical, supercritical foam that's pretty
soft,
bouncy or responsive. I love the feel of this midsole. I think Puma does a really nice job of dialing in the feel of their midsole so that it's not soft, it's not harsh, it's just that right in the middle feel where you can still feel the road. It feels like a real running shoe, but it's not harsh in any way. I just love, this is my favorite feeling shoe right here.
Yeah.
I like that balance. I'm not a huge, Meg loves a max cushion, even Thomas, I think a little bit.
Yeah.
Not huge into that.
Right.
I like feeling the road. I like digging in on the toe off.
Yeah.
And I think that this midsole just does that well. The stack height in this, by the way, is 36 in the heel, 26 in the forefoot, so it is 10 millimeter drop, a little higher.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have like any rock or sort of thing. So
Right. It's very much in line with like what you would see in like a Brooks Ghost or like any other daily trainer from any other brand. So
right.
Pretty standard there.
I like the design of the heel in a way. It's like it comes back to a point. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, look, check that out. It's a little.
So let's get on to the outsole then, which is the
Pumagrip.
Pumagrip.
Best in the biz.
It really is. I know we say it for every Puma review.
But it's true. It's true, people.
Adidas has their Continental, Skechers has their Goodyear, there's Vibram on the trail side.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Pumagrip is still, I don't know what they're doing or what they've done. It's still the best rubber, in my experience, of any road shoe.
Right, yeah.
And this has a pretty generous layer of it.
Yeah, and that was one of my knocks, I guess, in my written review, is that it might be a little too generous because, I mean, we might as well just get into it. The weight on this thing is a lightweight. When we say it's a lightweight trainer, this is pretty lightweight. This is 8.4 ounces or 239 grams in my 10.5.
Right, so size 9, we're going under 8 ounces at that point, which is like borderline race day.
Yeah, and not to mention the third version, I believe, was 1.5 ounces heavier in my size. I guess where I was going with this was my knock against the outsole and the coverage is that it might be a little too much just because I could feel like the weight at the bottom of the shoe. I don't know if you had that.
I didn't, but that's fine.
Yeah. But which is, I guess, a good problem to have because it means nothing else is heavy. And if the only weight you're feeling is the outsole, I guess that's a pretty good trade-off because I'd rather have the weight at the bottom as opposed to the top because it makes it easier going through your stride, I think.
Yeah, so I'm maybe of the opposite. I appreciate the full coverage rubber. I think it adds to the durability. And if you can put it there with still keeping it ridiculously lightweight, I think that's great. I like the way that tactile feel of digging into the pavement. You feel it grip, especially when you're turning or just in general. And I love that feel combined with the midsole and the great lockdown throughout the midfoot. It just feels like a cohesive unit.
Right. I mean, I
I also understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the coverage itself, maybe the density of the rubber, I don't know. Well, for me, it's just like a very slight reduction.
Yeah.
We've had a pretty rainy end to summer here in Baltimore, so when I got a lot of my miles in, it was in the rain. And going through the wood decking and stuff around, this thing held up. Like, I was taking corners, like, not slowing down.
I mean, I always tell people this shoe, or there's other Puma models, you can honestly wear this as a trail shoe almost. Like, it's
funny that you mentioned that. You can see the dirt here. I actually took a trip back up home to Jersey and I did a trail run with my friends. This is the only pair of running shoes that I brought.
Yeah.
And we went on a pretty technical trail and this thing held up.
You know, we talk about there's this gravel shoe trend. Dude, like, which to me is kind of a gimmick. A gravel shoe is just another way to make some more money off another shoe.
Right.
Dude, this is a gravel shoe.
Yeah.
This is, if you're running on a gravel trail, like this is what you want. This is gonna do everything that it needs to do, and it's not gonna be heavy. It's still like any gravel shoes you're looking at, like trail weight.
Yeah, like 10 ounces. Yeah.
This can handle gravel. I love this shoe. Anyways, let's just get into scoring so I can talk about it more.
Yeah, that's great. So for form, what are you going?
Form, I'm giving it what did I give it? I gave it a 4 on the written review, yeah. I think it's, like, for me, it's, I like the form, the design, everything else. I think the only point I gave it was because I don't like the Puma design of their shoes as far as the aesthetics. I feel like a lot of their models are borderline, and this is somewhat of a slur, but Skechers. They just look crazy. Like, there's just so much going on. There's like this blue
like this
and this white
thing,
and this like the midsole and honestly, I don't like the stripes on the Puma stripe. Sometimes I just want the flat Puma stripe. Like, Puma has such great heritage and simple designs. Like, take a note from Adidas with the Evo SL. Just make something very simple and cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wearing this outside of a run.
Right.
And that's just a personal preference.
Sure.
I think there's a lot they could do to make their styles a little more like lifestyle friendly too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. For form, I'm also going to give it a 4. Like I said, I think just the overall design of it, the new midsole, the outsole grip. Like I said, I had some gripes with it, but nothing too much. I love just the race kind of feeling aesthetic. I do agree a little bit with Robbie that, yeah, maybe changing up the styling a little bit to make it look a little more in line with the modern trend of, fashion into running, that like intersection.
And there's some other color, like some of the, I think, white colorway. There's some other ones that look fine. But I save the flashy stuff for the race day. Like the Fast R3, great.
Yeah, go as crazy as you want.
All right, so let's move on to fit. I gave this a 4 on the fit department. For me, it's a 5, but I also understand how for others, especially if you need more room, it's going to be a 4 or maybe a 3, maybe even a 2.
I'm giving it a 2. Yeah, I wasn't really sure, like, to keep it a 3. It could probably be a 3, but for me, like I said, going past 8 to 10 miles in the shoe, for me, I just started to get a little uncomfortable when it came to the midfoot. And I think on one run, it started tingling, and I kind of got like a little numbing sensation.
You got a spidey sense going on.
A little spidey sense going on, but it wasn't very pleasant.
Did you try running up a wall just to test it out?
I should have. The new T-Row Price building looks pretty nice to scale.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. But again, I think that is just a me thing. And I also don't think sizing up would change that. I think it's literally just the way that the shoe is designed.
Yeah. I've seen this. I've seen it in other comments or on Reddit or in different forums.
Mm-hmm.
The people have struggled with the fit, especially through the midfoot.
Right.
I think it's pretty common.
Right. So if I'm going to dock it in any category, it will be for the fit. So for that, I am going to give it a 2.
Let's move on to the function. For me, this is a 5 all the way through. Mm-hmm. Personally, this is as close to I'm gonna get as a perfect shoe. And by the way, we didn't mention the price of this shoe, which is $140. That's crazy.
Yeah. The
fact that this is in the same realm as the Evo SL or the Rebel V5, but it's $140, and it's still light, has way more outsole rubber than those shoes. It's ridiculous. And this shoe, that's the other thing we didn't mention, is this shoe can go tempo. Mm-hmm. You can go
slow daily.
Slower daily, long distance, mix it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you talk about versatility, I feel like this is that shoe.
Bang for your buck, you're getting like the full 140.
He is him.
He is him.
I'll be honest, this is my favorite shoe of 2025.
There you go.
It really is. Like I've had some with the Evo SL. I love the ride of that shoe. I'm kind of in between sizes on it. So it's a little weird. And the upper, the upper of the Evo SL is a little fantastic shoe.
Yeah.
But this is, to me, this is like one of the perfect shoes. And when I was talking to Puma or someone from there, they said it reminded them, or they were going for to bring back the Peg Turbo from Nike.
Oh, really?
Is a huge
good influence there,
favorite of some people from back in the day. I gotta say, there's some similarities there. Mm-hmm. People love that shoe. I love this shoe. It's probably gonna be my favorite shoe of the year.
Nice.
And for $140, man, you really can't beat it.
I agree. For function, I'm also gonna give it a 5. I think this is now like the archetype for a daily trainer. Like other companies take note, because when you went from version 3 of this to version 4, like the changes are just fantastic. And like Robbie said, I think this year, I have 65 miles in this. I'm still gonna wear it despite me having a little bit of the fit issues or whatever. Like I'm still gonna lace this up because I do think it is just that fantastic of a ride. All right, Robbie, so that puts final score for me at 11.
I'm a 13 out of 15.
And that's a green light.
All right. I've been talking about this recently where, shoe prices are going up across the board pretty much.
Yep.
So, but what has, I think, been pretty great is if you take a look at what shoes were 3-4 years ago and what they cost. For $140 3 years ago, you were getting a pretty mid shoe, EVA, midsole. Like, fine, but okay. The Hoka Rincon, which was straight up dead after 100 miles, was $120. So now we're talking about $140 for a shoe that we're getting Lightstrike Pro and the Adidas at $150. We're getting this Nitrofoam, which is fantastic.
Yep.
You're getting some really good shoes at a lower price point. But as a whole, they're going up, but the technologies are trickling down.
Yeah, so
meeting
it's sort
them.
of evening out
Yeah.
if you really think about it.
As a whole, you forget. I was looking back at our reviews, and Puma has like really upped the game this year. You're talking about the Forever Run Nitro, talking about the Velocity Nitro here. DV8's pretty solid, and then the Mag Max, which I think we'll see an update soon.
Yeah.
That's been a great max cushion shoe. And of course, the Fast R3, which has kind of leapfrogged a lot of the other brands into first place, or at least first or second place for race day. I mean, they're doing some pretty awesome stuff.
The big cat is purring this year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to do a parade?
I was not going
They
to.
did not cough up a hairball this year. Claws out, doing their thing. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it for this review. Anything else?
That is it. I think, yeah, make sure you like this video, hit subscribe, head over to believeintherun.com to read the written review of this and other written reviews. Sign up for our newsletter. You'll get an update from Robbie every week about what's going on here at Believe in the Run. 2 podcasts, The Drop and Fuel for the Soul. You can find that on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts. We have Strava group, Instagram, all the socials. You know the drill, people.
You get it. But thanks for watching, and yeah, soon we'll have our full end of year awards coming up in just a couple months. So, So stay tuned for that.
You'll see
and
this on there.
this better be on here. I'm gonna make the case for it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching.